Recording is on.
And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let Me Just Say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Fada.
Yo.
We got Dion.
Good evening.
Coming right on time, we got D Wolf. He's there.
Nah, he's crawling out the rabbit hole. You got to give him some time.
And last but not least, we have Chris.
Hola.
Can y'all read me?
How we doing today, folks?
Good, as
I'm
always.
Tired, man. I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
It's been a week. It's been a week. It's also been going, but it's a weird week. So let's get on with the bullshit. I'm going to start with the bullshit today, and I'm pretty sure y'all seen this video of the guy. He was arguing with this woman, was taking her back to the airport because he flew her out to get the cheeks. She didn't give him cheeks, so he drove her ass right back to the airport and canceled the flight home. So she had to buy her own flight home. Now, I don't know if it's a skit or not, but I do feel like there's something from this. Yeah, y'all seen it, right? What do you think of it?
I saw it and I ain't like it. I don't like that, man. That's because my thing
Pretty
is,
sure that was scripted.
I mean, yeah, if bruh, like the fact that we even have to say if it's scripted or not is a whole nother motherfucking conversation in itself. But that shit was foul to me that you would do that to somebody. That's just me. Because like, if an arrangement was made, you know what I'm saying, and she flew out on his dollar, like, I don't know whether she decided to, you know, what's it called? Decided to just not do it when she got there or not, but to basically strand her, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that.
Anybody else want to go before I give my opinion on that?
My thing is, oh shit, my bad, hit something on my phone. But my thing is, you know, in this day and age, like, why people still trying to talk to people from long distance, you know, over the internet and shit like that, knowing damn well it's a possibility you can be walking into some bullshit. Like, we ain't seen enough episodes of Catfish to know that the internet dating shit ain't it.
At least the catfish, at least they look at it. She looked like the picture that she just didn't deliver what she was. But I don't know if they agreed on that or not, because I know people can like do one thing and then like change their opinions as soon as they get there. I've seen people do it. I'm not assuming that happened though, but I know shit like that has happened when people just go back on what they said.
Also, one more thing, just saying, if it were me, I wouldn't have told her the flight was canceled. I would have let her find that out when she got in the airport and tried to get on the plane.
Oh God.
But that's just me.
This continues.
He was supposed to pay for a trip back, right?
Yeah, it was but I think he canceled it.
Yeah, that's
where
I had the
he
problem.
A round trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he booked the round trip and then he just canceled.
That's where I had a problem with it. I mean, I get you all the way until the point where you're not gonna give her a flight back home. You know, that's fucked up. Because if anything happened, you would have done it anyway. So it's not like you know, and that's fucked up to even do to a woman. It doesn't matter. I know she didn't give you what you probably had a conversation about it, you know, before they even happened, and it never happened. But that's still a fucked up move. You could put her in danger that way. you know. And there was something else I was gonna say. Shit. Yeah, someone else go ahead.
I'm a little on the edges. Y'all know me. Y'all are men, so y'all are going to not want it to happen. To any female of that caliber too. Like nowadays, girls are getting kidnapped left and right. But whether it's a sketch or you know, um, I think it was needed to be seen because I think a lot of people they do this kind of thing. The guy they talk all sexual on the phone with them, and then when it's time to talk about what they could do in bed and all of this stuff, because most of the time, modern day conversations, it always goes to sex. Most of the time, especially if the person's long distance, it's always about that kind of behavior. And then when it's time to show out, nothing happens. They're pulling back. They didn't realize maybe you get there and you don't like their scent, so you don't want to do. Like, you have to be prepared to meet a stranger. You have to be prepared. So I just felt like she wasn't prepared enough, but it needed to be seen by other women so they know. Not just have your own stuff. You're meeting someone. He could be. It needed to be seen. I think that the guy, paying what? Well, he mentioned how much he paid or whatever. But I think the guy's wrong, and I think the woman's wrong. But the woman's more wrong than the guy. That's just how I feel. Both parties are wrong. Because there's no way that I'm gonna get out the car if I'm embarrassed like that and be like, you acting like that because I won't give up pussy. Like, I'm not gonna let anybody know what the fuck happened. I learned my lesson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have my money on under wraps. The next time I go out to see somebody, I'm gonna take a picture of their license plate and keep it moving. Like, no, just no.
You reminded me. Speaking of being prepared, yeah. So I was gonna say for like what women should do in those situations, yo, is always have a lifeline, yo, because you don't know what some motherfucker's gonna do. Not only do you have to worry about something like this happening and doesn't pay for your flight back, but for any case, you gotta be prepared to just dip. You know, don't put everything at his mercy. You know, have that extra funds to be able to fly back. He might pay for the round trip. That's nice, but have that to go back home, yo. Have that half of it to go back home just in case. Because if he manages to be a predator and you escape, you know, you want to go home, son. You don't want to be left in the, you know. So yeah, that's what women should do. I don't care if you're on the good side of this or the bad side of this as a woman. In general, yo, if somebody's gonna fly you out somewhere, do not be at their mercy at all.
And that's another thing. He's flying her out. He should be the one, her, but that's on another level. Like, you have all this money to do all of this stuff. You don't have the time to go and visit her first in her own comfort, in her, like, she should have never left. But to each his own, everything's different because most guys are, well, some guys are gentlemen when it's the woman coming out there to visit. But for the ones that act like that, you're definitely going to be stranded. It's not an if, and, or but. You are.
Okay, I'm gonna start by saying this: women, is your body, your choice. Obviously, you're not obligated to give the coochie away. If you don't want to, you have all the right for that. But be mindful. We all grown here. You know damn well that nigga wanted to fly you out just for the fucking cheeks. It's like I don't understand. I don't understand this generation of people just trying to play stupid. Because we all fucking grown. It's like this is why your grandparents say a dry person or wet pussy don't mix.
Wow.
Or it's like
Bars.
this is but this is the shit why people say a dry person or wet pussy don't mix. You know damn well like a nigga's gonna fly you out there to talk. Like that's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. Don't get me wrong. I'm with Crystal. They're both in the wrong. She's more in the wrong. Her dumb ass want to fly out there without no fucking backup plan. I don't know if she had the money to get back home and shit. And if she didn't, I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of have no sympathy. That's your dumb ass fault. I learned this for good times, and I know this is like not the 70s, but you know, Florida said always have $1 and a dime to get home. It's like a dollar to get home, a dime to like call somebody. You know, basically always have a backup plan just in case some bullshit happens. It's like I even learned this in the Navy, just like have a plan just in case some bullshit happens. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like some of the women, and I'm not. This is not all women, but I feel like some of you women, you know, y'all doing, and then y'all want to play stupid anyway, and then it's just like, and then when fucking some shit happens on you, it's like those women that go to All-Star game with no fucking way back, and they be stuck in whatever fucking state they in, trying to get their way back, and people got to give them a GoFundMe like that. It's just like you do not play. It's like some of you hoes just do not. And I'm not saying this all women, just talking to the hoes. Some of you hoes are dumb, and you just plan accordingly. It's like if you're gonna hoe correctly, like men do.
Thank you.
Ain't that right, Father? We hoe correctly,
Bruh. Men are the better hoes.
So whether this is or not, I do hope people learn a lesson from this. It's just like don't be stupid.
Yeah, don't be stupid.
It,
Don't be game
yeah,
goofy.
don't be game goofy. It's just like I don't understand. Like the nigga flew you out there for wherever the fuck you from to talk. Nigga, I could do that over the phone. It's like we got FaceTime, we got Skype, we got Uvu, we got my Facebook DM messengers and all that other stuff. You ain't gotta come face to face to talk and all that other stuff. You should already know. So anybody else got anything to say before we move on to our next topic?
The last thing I have to say is for anyone listening to this podcast, especially if you are a woman, do not meet the person all the way. Like, say if it's a mutual state that both of you guys can meet in, give time, he's given equal time, and everything is on equal basis, balanced out. You don't have to feel like, and pay for your own trip. Pay for your own trip and have extra money. That's the best because people are going to do whatever the fuck they want to do as much as they are kidnapping melanin sisters. So it is what it is. You can't live in fear, but at the same time, be prepared. That's all I got to say.
Also, brothers, and I want to put this out, because some niggas is going to do it anyway, if you're going to get a girl flued out, please make it known ahead of time. If we flying, we fucking. Like, if she says no, then you save your money. It's like, I think you should be up front. Hey.
Let it be known.
Oh, you should put me out there. We fine. We fucking. And, go a step ahead. Ask her a contract. It's just like, if I fly you out here, you are required. And then if she don't, sue her ass.
Oh my goodness.
Why do I gonna listen to
shoot? If people suing $10,000 for a bad day, you can sue for some sue for some coochie that you're obligated to sign for.
And to that, I say consciousness over coochie.
Yes.
Politics over puna.
Black is beautiful. You annoyed women. I annoyed this way. So, on to the next topic. And this happened right after I done wrapped up last week's podcast. Will Smith finally comes on Instagram 3 months later after the slap, addresses all of the questions that some people had about him slapping the shit out of Chris Rock. Now, uh, to some people, he seemed very sincere. To other people, they just probably thought he was trying to save some bullshit, just because he's losing a bunch of money and people is just looking at him now. So, how do y'all feel about Will Smith giving an apology?
To be completely honest with you, like it's over. You know what I'm saying? The slap happened. We got our, big memes. Those memes were some of the best quality things I've ever seen in my life. It was fun.
Facts.
Now I'm over it. I don't give a fuck about no apology. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really didn't have to go over there up there in the first place, but he did it, and it happened, and we enjoyed it. Like, bro, it's gonna live on. You know what I'm saying? We putting that in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's gonna be like 10 years from now. They're gonna be spoofing that on like a new reimagining of Mad TV or some shit. Probably gonna be a Boondocks episode in the near future about this, man. Thank you. You got content now. He said it was a G.I. Jane joke.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
The fact that he said that was funny to me. He had to, like,
he was really confused. He was
like, bro,
like, hey, I was talking about G.I. Jane.
Man, he was on national TV too. You got everybody and their mama watching that shit. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. It's funny. I thought it was funny.
Anybody else want to go?
I don't think he was sincere. And it took too long too, because I feel like Chris already, he's either healed from it or is already far along in the healing process, because I think he was using his stand-up comedy to actually get it out, make a little joke here and there during his tour just to get it out. And Will, on the other hand, I don't see any excuse whatsoever to not do this immediately. Now, he said that Chris wasn't ready to hear him, and I'm like, okay, but I want to get that out of the way immediately. I'm not going to let that fester, especially in me, if I feel guilty. And with technology the way it is, and the way you already know him, he's always on social media, especially he used to post things on YouTube all the time. People are going to tune in. So he had ample time, especially right after, to just, okay, Chris doesn't want to hear me right now, but I want you to hear this apology. When you're ready to click it, you could click it. So I'm going to record this apology the way I always record shit. Normally, when I go out or I have something profound to say, I'm going to say it here and then. This will be heartfelt. That didn't happen. He had that choice. That could have happened. If he was really feeling guilty, I'd want to get that out. I'd want you to know. If you don't want to hear me, I would respect that. But I let it known like immediately. I ain't letting no fans dictate when I apologize. And what made it suspect to me was not only that it took long, but the man was he was in a production set. Somebody said he had product placement. I didn't notice that, but it could be true. And he
it was Jada Smith's water.
See? Okay.
I just figured I ain't really think nothing of it. I'm pretty sure like a bunch of those now lying about.
And not only that,
now the multiple camera things, you could say something about that.
Yeah, and not only that, I already knew he had some projects already in the works. But just before that, he had some sort of I don't know what movie in particular or what he was working on, but something he just got a deal on it. And I feel like he was told to like, yo, get this out of the way because people are still looking down at you, and this is a moneymaker here. Go and clear the air right now. It's funny because if Chris wasn't ready yet, now you do it. Is he ready now? You didn't confirm that or not. That means you had no excuse to not do this before, but you wait till now. And I'm sure those questions were sitting on your lap for a while. Or you at least had the answers to those questions in your own apology that I don't know if you had it holstered or you just thought of it now. You see, we don't know. But things, and you already know when it comes to these actors. So, yeah. You could have at least made an episode out of it. You know, did that episode come out yet? Did they talk about it and record it? Was it aired on Facebook yet? The talk? Did they talk about that incident?
You talking about the red tape?
Yeah, the red table. Sorry.
And she said some bullshit.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think it's sincere at all. And he has a checkered past. I don't trust him. He's phenomenal. I love his movies. I ain't gonna lie, but him personally, no, I don't take him serious. He ain't sorry. He's sorry because it's hitting his pockets and his future deals. That's why. Because a lot of them in post production is like a lot of red letters, like waiting. It's like the companies are just waiting for people to give him a green light because he can't until this is out of the way. So.
I just think that it's sad that this was even a situation in the first place. I think that him apologizing, I don't know if he did it on his own or he had his publicist or his attorney tell him that he has to do this. I don't know. It's really not my business. I just wish that actions followed the apology. So, for instance, I would rather him and Chris speak on their own terms without the public, or I just wish it was different. And then he'll come out saying, okay, I apologize or whatever. I just wish that he had mended it privately first than publicly. I don't know. It's a long time ago. 4 months is a long time. I would try to make sure that it's completed, the sorry portion of it, before going public. But I'll do it in private with family and stuff like that. Tell them, even if Chris don't want to speak to, Will Smith, I would have, if I was Will Smith, I would have apologized to his family first, especially his brothers that wanted to jump him. I would apologize to them first, and then go on to apologize to Chris Rock. But it is what it is. It's just sad that it's two Black men in this day and age that have to be made a spectacle in this fashion. And, they have to be like a little kid sitting on a couch to apologize. I just wish that it was more, how to put it, more of a honorable thing. But now it's like, I don't know, people are going to put their toxic, ideas on what they think he should have, shouldn't done. And I'm probably one of those toxic people, but I just wish it was done in a different way because, again, they represent the Black community. When it comes to Oscars, when it comes to certain things, they do still represent us as a people. And I just feel like it's more, the media is making more of it than what it is. It's no respectful way that Will Smith could have apologized. Even if he had done it immediately, they would have said, oh, because Jada's complaining, she made him apologize sooner. So it's always something. It's always something. I just wish that between Chris Rock and Will Smith, it was done behind closed doors. It was private. No public eyes was on it. You know what I mean? Before he came out. That's just me, with what I wish, how it was handled. And everything doesn't go the way that, people want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
D-Wolf, I respect your opinion. But I am going to disagree a little. Only reason I think it's sincere is because, like, I was watching him the whole time. He was, like, very shaken. And you could tell he has never been in this, like, position. He looked like a boy that's just, like, really, really done wrong. Like, he really did something wrong. And, like, I don't know. His whole demeanor was different. It wasn't even, like, confidence and all that stuff. And I know he's an actor and all that stuff, but if it is an act, then bravo. He deserved that Oscar because that shit, It was very bravo. I would say bravo. That shit was believable to me. I'm not gonna lie, it was believable. I was just looking at him. You could tell he wasn't really looking at the camera a lot. His eyes was like dotting back and forth. So I was really just trying to pay attention. And then like one thing he was just like, well, he did apologize. He did apologize to the brothers, especially like Tony. He was like, because he was like, Tony was on a show he produced, All of Us. So he was like, I have a real, real relationship with Tony. He was like, that's after that, that shit might be irreparable. So he spoke on shit like that. It was just like he really thought about it. Now I can understand like you trying to get that apology whether you want to hear it or not. But some people, I think some people just like cope different ways of how they handle things. Some people you just want to get it out there immediately, let you know. And some people they just gotta like sit down somewhere and just like think about what you did. Maybe I don't. Maybe it had to take. I've seen some people, and this is like different. When it's like there's a death in the family, some people just cry. There's other people they just like seclude themselves. People grieve. I feel like I'm just going there and clearing his mind because because I mean, was looked
Right.
at as like I don't want to say the perfect human being, but the epitome of black excellence. And from
Right.
he was the epitome of black excellence. So even after the whole Jada having a red table talk and all his businesses out there, huh? Say something. Even okay. Even him having like all his business out there, you could tell that shit is like alpha male. Now he's kind of been looked at as a beta male by people in the red pill community. People look at him as like this beta cup because of the shit. Him willing to please people all the time. So you could tell it's just like he's for someone that adored for like his face is like the meme of pain and some shit like that. So like to me, this is like everything a lot of people said. So I think like him going away, sitting down, having some time, I think that's probably good for him. But I like what he said. He's just like, I don't want this to be like what people think of me. He's going to try to repair what's been broken and try to fix everything that's been done. So I give him kudos to that. Anybody else got anything to say?
I would
Go ahead.
agree. Yeah, I would agree that he does feel I don't think that the apology to Chris was sincere, but I think he does feel what's happening to him. I think that's what we saw when we watched it. Like he's feeling the memes and the jokes and his reputation. That's what we were witnessing. That the dread on his face. I think that's what it was. More of losing what he's built because of that one action that he took. That's why I think it's really coming from. I don't think he's like really sorry in that sense, because I think he felt confident in doing what he did. Oh yeah, sorry, and I don't think he realized it was going to be that bad until after, because he seems like it, and that's the thing. I think he seems like an impulsive person too, and that's where you get his true self. But yeah, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I see your point too. But like I said, if I'm wrong, I will admit I'm wrong, and then like kudos to him because he got me hooked on learning sinking. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
My wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Bruh.
Okay. Also, that's something. First of all, did y'all know there was a Batgirl movie being made?
Nope.
Yep.
Why?
Yep.
Why?
It started a black woman too. Batgirl was a black woman. Okay. And it had Brendan Fraser. I believe
That's
Firefly.
what sucks. That's what sucks, man.
Yeah. So obviously the
So
Batgirl movie has been canceled. What was you about to say, Dion?
I'm about to say, who the hell was Brendan Fraser supposed to be playing?
Firefly.
And the way that
Fuck.
read, oh my god. I know I would have enjoyed that, but I know the rest of the movie would have taken it away. So
As you can hear the disappointment in Devo's voice, Batgirl was canceled.
Good.
Batgirl was canceled, and that was about $90 million to that movie.
They could have gave
Plus,
that to us.
I'll tell you. Yo, go ahead.
I'm gonna just get to it. And I'm gonna start with you, D Wolf. How you feel about Batgirl being canceled and all that money wasted?
No, here's what what's funny about that is it was so okay. We're going based on not only the quality of the movie, but the audience reaction for the test screenings. Based on everyone that's seen it, it was woke as hell, which people did not like. It was low budget. That's what they're using as the public reason when they're trying to give it like a soft blow. That's what you're reading in the papers, because it's true. It was a low budget, and back to the Brendan Fraser thing, man. Oh my god, because they said from the test screenings, the audience, they said that he was the best part of the movie. He said he carried it as the villain in the movie, and I will believe that because I love him in Doom Patrol, and I see what he's doing in there, and I'm like, yeah, if he put oh man. So, and this new guy that's running it from Discovery, because I think they got rid of Himada, who was allowing all the woke shit to be in there, because he didn't even care. He was like, whatever people want, just put it, not knowing the difference between what people want and what Twitter says people want, or what, because they were suffering because of the CW shows, how far gone they went with all this SJW shit, and a lot of their stuff on HBO. Everything that they canceled was woke. Everything. And this new guy, I wish I knew his name. I just know his reputation because I was watching some people that used to work for DC Comics and stuff like that. They talked about him, and they're like, no, this guy is about money. And he's seeing what's happening with Disney right now. He's seeing what's happening with Disney Plus, and he saw what happened with the CW and how they were hemorrhaging money, and that's the reason, one of the reasons why AT&T just couldn't deal with them anymore. He was like, "This is done. We're done. So we're getting rid of all this woke shit. We're giving content, and we're giving content the way it's supposed to be, the way the fans wanted it originally, the things that they're complaining about." And what was the other thing he said? Oh yeah, and the reason and they don't want any more low budget shit. And that was the official story outside of the other issues like the woke issues and stuff like that. That was the thing. He wants to make sure all of his properties that come out now are high budget. Like, we're not cutting costs. And if you're going to do that, and this is a money man. So he's saying, since this is where we're going, because I want a lot of effort to go in these movies, and this element is what's taken away, this has to go if that's what we're going to do, because I want to make sure we get returns on all the money I'm going to invest in these properties, because clearly there's a demand for these properties. When it's done properly and this stuff isn't in it, we've seen the numbers for them, right? Every movie that DC had that wasn't woke or wasn't fucked up by, like, what's the dude that did Avengers? Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon.
Oh, Joss Whedon.
Yeah, right? Because that was a mistake, because the the Snyder cut would have made bank, right? So
right,
with what he did and all that stuff, they know that's gonna be they're cleaning house. And DC, I love my Marvel. I'm not gonna, but I'm more I'm biased. I love DC more than Marvel. And when I found out, okay, this is what's going on, okay, there's hope. there's hope now, especially for the live action properties. You know, because not even the animated shit, man. The animated movies, it don't have that stuff in it. That's why they're all good. Except, and the other one, that Young Justice, that went far left all of a sudden, and that has good writing. I was like surprised at those recent seasons, but then they just shoving shit in your face. I'm like, don't take me away from this, yo. So I'm glad someone's there to make sure this stuff gets cleaned out and people can just be original, be themselves, whatever you are, represented on screen. We're not gonna force it. And if you have an original character, yo, just do that. You know, don't ruin these, you know, but I'm not going through all that again. But yeah. So it's well deserved. It should have been scrapped. But this is what was funny though. All that money spent on it. This is how bad it had to be. All that money spent on it, and they aren't even willing to release it anywhere. They don't even want to sell the shit. They just want to keep it on the shelf and lock that shit away. They're not even saying, hey, let's just throw it on Netflix, blah, 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 get a little bit of returns on it. Because he says the way they have things planned out, they don't want it fucked up at all. And I think that's why they're leaving the Flash movie to go ahead, especially with what Ezra Miller's been doing on the side. I think they're risking that because that movie can still tether the DCEU in the way it was intended by Zack Snyder, because it's clear that that's what the fans want. They want the Zack Snyder's element. That's why Shazam's still coming out. That's why Black Adam's coming out. That's why Aquaman 2 is coming out, because it's more connected to the DCEU Snyder cut than the Joss Whedon stuff and the offshoots. They want to make sure they keep it solid, and that's their game plan. So I'm happy. I was like, oh man, finally. It just sucks because I'm sure this would have brought at least that performance would have brought Brendan Fraser back into the spotlight as he should be. But I guess we'll just leave that up to Doom Patrol. But yeah.
Is Doom Patrol already available to watch?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Okay.
All 3 seasons, and I think
it's 3 seasons right? Oh shit.
It's really good, yo. And he's good in it. He's the funniest one, yo. There's not an episode where he doesn't. There's a line, you know. Everybody has a line. He has his own line. You can't miss an episode without him saying it. It's funny. As what's his superhero name again? Robot Man. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All that goddamn money.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was like, it can't be that bad. You don't want nothing in return? You don't put it on DVD or digital release or something? You want to shelve it completely? At least they got paid, you know?
If they're saying fuck it, they're saying fuck it for a reason, and I say don't question it.
Yeah.
Bruh, I don't want to hear that. They released Undercover Brother 2.
That shit hurt to watch, yo. And it was Michael Jai White is the only but he wasn't even. Yo, all right, yeah, go ahead.
You about to say the same thing I'm saying? It's like, why the fuck would you put Michael Jai White in there and he was barely in the fucking movie?
Right.
And he wasn't even Undercover Brother. He was Black.
Oh man,
no, just like anybody watch that movie, he was motherfucking Black Dynamite. It's like, don't call that nigga Undercover Brother. He was Black fucking Dynamite. Even had the same damn wig from Black Dynamite. Yeah. That's why I was like,
oh, get the fuck out of here.
Don't ever watch that. Yeah.
I swear.
I can't believe I wasted time.
I feel like I have to now. I'm curious as to how bad it was.
Yeah,
you know what's bad? It's you understand the message that it was trying to portray, but it's still bad.
The fall from grace was too great from the Eddie Griffin one to that one. That was too much. That was too much.
Like, yeah.
Of a disappointment.
It's weird. The funniest person, in my opinion, the funniest person in that movie is like Gary Owen, and because he's the only one that really got a laugh out of me. But that movie was.
It was so bad.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting you bring up this topic.
I don't love it, man. I love Michael Jai White.
it's interesting you bring that up too, because like I'm actually going on a DC marathon. Like I decided to do that for this month, so I'm starting with the. I was watching Batman earlier today, like the animated series.
I'm still working on that.
Yo,
I'm
Shit, I
gonna go
just
through it
rewatched
all,
the
and
original
then I
Teen
watched
Titans.
what's it called? I watched that movie, Flashpoint, the Flash movie.
Flashpoint Paradox.
Yes,
yeah,
Flashpoint
that was
Paradox. I watched
phenomenal.
that shit for the first time. I was
That's a
like,
good
oh
one.
shit.
Yeah,
And that's what the live action one that's coming out is supposed to be based on, but they did reshoots, so they're gonna make it loosely based on that. But yo, Flashpoint's yo, that was a good movie.
That
Bro,
was really
it
good.
was a very fast pace. That's what I liked about it. It was shit happening every
It
fucking scene.
fit.
I'm currently reading up on Batgirl. I didn't really know about. Okay, so this is how you're gonna know I'm not a full-fledged nerd. I didn't even realized that Batgirl really existed. I just thought she was put in there because of whatever reason, but it seems like she's been part of the comics for a while. Am I
Yeah, big part of the Bat family.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was reading up on it, and it says that the main reason why they had to shut it down was because of taxes. So
I heard that one too.
yeah, so they said Batgirl found itself on the bad end of the decision, apparently neither big enough to feel worthy of a major theatrical release, nor small enough to make an economic economic sense in an increasingly cutthroat streaming landscape. They said spending the money to expand the scope of Batgirl for theaters, plus the 30 million to 50 million needed to market it domestically, and the tens of millions more needed for a global rollout, could have nearly doubled spending on the film, and insiders say that that was a non-starter at a company newly focused on belt tightening and the bottom line. Don't ask what belt tightening is. I don't know. Um, and the last thing
I
is,
guess that's a code word for like cutting back on what they're spending for shit.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah, I heard it was like some sort of loophole that they use so they can afford not releasing it and
Yeah,
shelving
because
it.
they said the effort included Killer's infamous decision to release the studio's entire 2021 theatrical slate um, on the streamer, which helped build the subscriber base, but it also jeopardized the studio's reputation with the top tier talent. Though many agents and stars privately came to appreciate the move when the company paid generous bonuses as a make nice. Jesus. So anyway, I didn't know Batgirl existed officially. I know now. It's sad what happened, but it seems like everyone agrees with their decision, inside and outside of the office. So it is what it is. That's all I really got to say with.
I just first off, I didn't know Batgirl was a light skinned black woman. I didn't even know that. I thought that was honestly, I thought that was Batman, and then I looked at closely, and it was like, oh no, this is a different.
Oh yeah.
So they're trying to make it seem like she's supposed to be mixed or whatever.
Yeah, I think she's Afro Latina.
Because if you remember, she's what's her name, Commissioner Gordon's daughter,
Yeah.
and he's white as white can be.
Right? And I think they're gonna put her in, she was gonna be in the Keaton universe too.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's supposed to be in that damn movie.
Yeah.
He was supposed to reprise his roles. Like
He's gonna be in
I
two
feel like
movies.
they had a lot of stuff. Yeah, they had a lot of stuff for that. It was like I was kind of excited to see Keaton as Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Fraser too, because I like him in movies.
Yeah.
Especially, my sister loves The Mummy. I think The Mummy is okay, but
Is he
my
still
sister
fat?
loves The Mummy.
Because I can't imagine Firefly being fat.
I
Did he
mean,
lose weight for this role? Because he got fat in Doom Patrol, so I'm wondering if he lost weight for the role.
Fraser?
Yeah.
I wonder too. Now you got me wondering.
I mean, recent photos, the most recent things I've seen of him was like sometime last year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he put on major weight.
Yeah.
But again, this is over a year ago.
I thought he was just doing that for a role.
Nah, because they had to. Yeah, because they had to kind of dress him down to kind of get away from his weight, because when it came to like flashback scenes before his body was destroyed and shit, like you saw they tried to you can see it. You can see because each season he kept getting bigger, but it started to not make sense because it's like, wait, this is a flashback. So they try to make it look like, okay, he was fatter back then. So they made the flashbacks even further back so it could be like baby weight, because his wife was pregnant at the time and shit like that. That's what they're trying to do, because he was gaining weight. And I think in an interview he said he was like stressed out and depressed and shit. So that's one of the reasons why he got.
Yeah, he was real.
Yeah.
He was real depressed in like real life. So
His career had tanked just about.
just about. And then Tom Cruise did the Mummy remake, and then like that was bad.
It had potential, but I think they threw too much in at once. And they tried too hard. Really?
I agree.
Really, Crystal?
I just read something that I found funny, but I'm gonna save it for a final thought. I'm gonna ask for opinions on this for my final thought. Oh shit!
Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
Crystal has not been missing with these gifts. I'm kind of
Right?
afraid.
How you so fast? I don't do it because I'm too slow with this shit. God.
Hey man, it's born. Hey yo, it's born in you. Game recognized game.
Hell yeah. Does anyone of y'all care about like Beyonce having to drop a song because Khalees wasn't getting
Royalties?
Yeah.
I mean, not really. The only thing I'm gonna say about that is be careful of coming for Beyonce, because you know her beehive don't fucking play. And another thing is, there's also that one thing. She had to alter one of her lyrics because apparently she had an ableist term in it.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that too, but go ahead.
I was like, I'm like, okay, this is very interesting, because the slur in question is a slur in the UK, but not in America. But they still
What was
had
the
her
word?
spaz.
Spaz.
Oh, brother. Yeah, I heard about
And
that.
you know, we use that, like we use that word in America a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, they put that in the word. And plus, you know, Beyonce, she from, you know, H-Town. She from the South. So, like, you know, she was just using the word because, like, that's how we talk out here. But apparently it's a slur in the UK. So,
And it's always been like that with the UK, because I'm a huge Transformers fan. And I don't know if you guys know the Triceratops Transformer, the Dinobot. His name is Slag.
Slag.
Oh,
Slag, yeah.
yeah. You
In the
talking about
they had to change his name in the UK comics and the toys. They didn't have his name. They had to change it to something else. I remember.
Because slag in the UK is another term for a hoe over here.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's like even now, like they changed it all together. Where I think only in the comics they call him Slag, but anywhere, like if you try to buy the toy or something like that, or in a video game, his name's not Slag anymore.
I'm gonna call hypocrisy on that because they still call cigarettes fags.
Well, no, because they call it. Wait. It's not the cigarettes. It's not the cigarettes. It's called fags. It's when you have it's a bundle of sticks, and because cigarettes are a bundle of sticks, that's why they're called fags. You get in one fag. Fag just means bundle of sticks. That's what it means, and they just apply it to cigarettes because that's what you got all the time. There's only bundle.
You know
of
what's
sticks
funny?
you
I
buy.
actually learned that in The Simpsons. And
Wow.
because what was Martin? Martin had to say it, and he actually said the word faggot, and then like the Simpsons put a definition on what it actually meant. It's like, oh, they knew what they was doing.
Now, the explanation that you made is beautiful, and it's in the dictionary. But that's the equivalent of someone running to the teacher and saying, "This person called me gay," and the teacher's like, "Oh, gay just means happy."
Yeah.
People are so good at feelings, so It is what it is.
I'm
But
surprised they didn't cut that out of the Flintstones intro.
yeah, they don't. Well, okay, but when did Flintstones come out?
A long
It came out
time.
at a time when people was being canceled, or did it come out when people?
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised, like today, if you go to like Boomerang or something, watch something
Yeah,
from
'cause
Hanna
wasn't
Barbera, they don't
Flintstones
do.
first released like 80 something?
Mm. But you know what's interesting? Beyonce's a businesswoman, so she's going to do what needs to be done to sell what she needs to. She ain't trying to disrespect anyone or people who she's not even disrespecting. She's going to do everything to show that she did not throw the first punch, so to speak. So when they still act up after she's pulled back and do all this stuff, she can sue the fuck out of them. And I see her moves, but at the same time, it's funny how everybody want to call this a slur, that a slur, this a slur, but they still have the word nigger in a lot of games and a lot of things that they, even some of the songs that we sing to our children in nursery rhymes, the history behind it, that's a whole fucking slur. That's a whole book of slurs. So until they stop with the bullshit and the fake pain and the fake words just to justify that, the truth of the matter is that we've made up words and put our twist on it, and it came from our culture. Let it be for what it is. But because everybody's butthurt over certain words and want to make it from what it's intended to be, all right, well then we need to take the word nigga out of the song. We need to take a lot of different things out, a lot of different words that have a history behind it that people need to take out. But it's funny. It's always targeted towards the Black community for not for like the baby. Should I say more? It's it's ridiculous because I've seen fuckery, but nobody highlights that stuff.
Yo, hello.
Did we lose him?
Yeah, I think we did. Ray got sniped.
Damn.
Oh no, it's something else. Y'all can hear me though, right?
Yeah.
Now.
Okay. Shit. I wonder if they're gonna go after Pharrell because one of his songs, especially from NERD, is literally called Spaz, and that's been around since 2007.
Yeah, I mean, Key Glock has a song called Spazzing Out. So
yeah, I know Lizzo had to change it, and I was like, since when? And that's all I want to know. It's just like since when? It's like there's some things I know in other countries you just don't say or do, and you're just kind of like, all right, just don't do it. But you always like heard something about it. But this one's like Spaz. This is like new to me, and I think a lot of people in America and you could say we just not cultured from because obviously if it's not happening in America, no one really cares. But stuff like this is just like you would have heard this when Pharrell did it when he had that song Spaz, and I'm pretty sure he's performed that in the UK. So I just want to know, when was this labeled a slur?
It was
and
a
why?
slur.
And why is it labeled a slur? Because when I think of spaz, I don't think of no like handicapped people or ableist or something like that.
That's
It's
not
like,
what comes to mind at all.
exactly.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is confusing to me, and I don't want to sound like uncultured or like ignorant to the term. I actually just want to know.
You know what I've noticed, Ray? Don't you notice how words are taken and put copyrights to by a certain group of people when they can't use it the way they want? Because I find it interesting that every time we make up slang between the Black community, somehow, some way, it ends up on models. It ends up in the industry to make money off of. And that shit needs to stop. Like the woman that, well, not woman, the little girl that copyrighted "Come Outside" or something like that.
Catch me outside.
How after
Catch me outside. How about that?
right, yeah. After that, it's funny how she was going after everybody in the Black community because we're the ones that came up with it. And I feel like this is the same shit. I feel like they're making this a big fucking deal because they want to put it on a clothesline. You know what I mean? Like it came back, people are saying it, and if Beyonce's saying it, now we're gonna make her the fucking enemy, so now we can put it on our clothes, but we're gonna do it differently. Like I'm on to them. I'm on to them. And Khalees ain't making it any fucking better. It's so sad that she even thought that the line that Beyonce says she had to come to her, you didn't do anything to support Beyonce. You'd have done nothing, sweetie. And if you married a man that fucked you over and took all your money, just deal with him. Don't deal with the company he told you to sign your life away with. Why the fuck you coming after a woman that's doing way more, making way more? Why are you trying to trip her up because of your fuckery? Take responsibility for your damn self and leave Beyonce alone. She got enough going on. But moving on, I just feel like they're using words that we mean no fucking harm against us. And that needs to stop. But again, Beyonce's a businesswoman. She's not really going to stay stuck on that. She's making her money. But I see what the fuck they're doing. They're pulling a 10th of July bullshit. They're only going to have it on ice creams and stuff that they can make money off of. Watch. You're going to see that name again.
Yo, we're living in they are policing words more and more these days. That's why I'm not about that. I'm about the intent behind it. Like that's how I've always been, because growing up, we said some outlandish shit, but we knew. Come on. I mean, the last time I ever had fun with words was high school. That's a long time ago, yo, because things just started to change. Like, what you're offended? Come on. Nobody came out of? Stop. And sometimes what's funny is some of those same people, we used to make like all the racial jokes, fat jokes, skinny jokes, whatever country you're fucking from, we would destroy each other and knew it was all in good fun. And I find that some of the people that would let it slide and shit and was all about it, like they were genuine. You weren't hurt. Okay. Cause you said, we're having fun. And the same people today are the ones complaining about some of the most innocent shit ever said. It's interesting. But yeah, I'm not about policing words, yo. This is insane. We're getting sensitive in certain things. It's like, what's happening? Remember the whole South Park? Like, you can't even say, yo, they said worse shit in South Park in the past. This shit today, and y'all mad? And you want to cancel? Stop, because it's your turn, right? Because now we live in a time. Where all this shit is like all in your face, and everybody has kind of become part of it. But it's silly, some of the shit. And now that South Park is like making fun of that, well, you joined this though. But you also understand they're just joking, Are
they canceled?
They tried, especially when they found out. They were Republicans, Trey and Matt, whatever their names are. And but okay, let's stop for a minute. They didn't change. Like they've been Republicans. They've admitted this. Who were they making fun of? Please remember, they're making fun of everybody. They
made fun of Bin Laden one time.
Okay. Yeah. Because they had to worry about the censorship, and then not censorship, like people coming after them, because that's it started happening when people were making drawings in newspapers. But we came back from that time, and today, yo, that's insane, so yeah, it's about intent for me. I can't let words destroy me, That's how I'm able to handle trolls on my channel and shit. I'm like, okay, you don't know me. You're saying all this shit. Look, you just got mad at me for having an opinion, yo, or at least, or bringing up a fact. And if I make a joke about something that I know guaranteed you would have laughed at it back in high school, I know it, son. And now, yep, we got to pay attention to these things. And who the people are that are switching up on you, where their mind's at, if they're mentally strong.
I I don't know. I've always wondered. It's just after a while, it's just like I don't care no more. I do think it's gonna get to a point where it's just like you're gonna see too many of this, and then niggas just like, you know what? I don't care no more. And then once it gets to a point where you don't care, I feel like that's when it'll stop.
Is it? Do y'all hear that, or is it just me?
Is it like a buzzing sound?
Yeah. Am I tripping?
No, that's. Oh my god. Hold on, maybe I could do something, but the hour's about to be up too. So let me just stop this. Hold on. We'll be